installment of my three-part problematic video sequence. um, this project was messy, and for that I apologize. But I think I've said sorry enough to establish the fact that I definitely am Canadian. So, moving on. We need to learn how to create better content, and let's use this as an example. So, we left off last putting paint onto the object of the handle. And here we are doing so. I put a preset on. Started with a base material, and that was cracked paint. White, which gives me a good start for initial breakup, but cracked paint that it gives you kind of just looks like it's been sitting out in the backyard for too long, and that's not good. So I can't recall. I ended up cutting a lot of this video and out because it was a lot of waiting to do stuff, a lot of sitting around. Because of loading and baking. So it's going to cut abruptly later, and I'll just splice in the final video content. But here we're wearing away the paint, and we're doing this because if you're going to think how the object will be used, you've got to think how does Link actually wield it? Is it being held? How many people have used this? Where does the paint rub off? And where it rubs off, is there now dirt building up from soil or sweaty hands or something? So we're just going through. Maybe it's wearing off because Link puts it in his rucksack and it just rubs against where he holsters it when he's not using it. Stuff like that. I need to focus the channel on some sides. Of sculpting that I haven't yet, so I will do some more ZBrush work, which I think will prove to be more relaxing, as it has to do with more poetic style workflows, and the sounds it produces are different than the mouse. I will attempt to put my microphone more closer to my tablet so you can pick up on those sounds of the pen dragging across the surface. And hopefully that's a different experience for you guys. I'm also going to be starting to do tutorials, just straight tutorials, but that will be on my personal channel, where I sometimes do live streams of me working, but I put in copyrighted music while I work, so I can't really do it here. When I figure out how to get, or I figured out when I figure out a more relaxing background music selection, very soft stuff, I will start to live stream here, because I think that will go hand in hand. Forgive me for any loud noises that come from behind me. So now we are putting on the discoloration. Yeah, we're putting on the discoloration for the where maybe it was used a little more. This process is kind of fun because you get to really, sorry about that noise there, you get to really craft a story behind the object, behind why the object looks the way it does. And you can tell yourself the story as you go along, changing it and adding it where you need to. So here we are just putting dirt on it. A little bit of dirt buildup. I wanted to really make the gold messy, but I explained in last video why I couldn't. So I didn't put as much dirt on the handle as you might think there needs to be, because it's just consistently always in use in the real world sense, I would assume. Fun fact, I am part of a Facebook group that's Zelda themed, and I put this up there just as a tribute to say that I made some fan art and I hope you enjoy. And some people want me to mod this into Skyrim so they can use it in Skyrim. I've never modded anything into a video game before, so think that would be kind of fun to do. Sorry about that noise. So this is all just about finding a balance between too much and too little. There's a balance between micro detail level noise and empty spaces. So you see where there is more white paint, still good. There are also places that have a lot of breakup. And that's because if there's too much micro detail, the human eye loses attention. It doesn't know where to focus, and it can't visualize the object the way you, the artist, want them to. There's no focal point. Everything is calling out your name. So now I'm just trying to give the dirt a more brown sense, a more soily look instead of sand. I can't remember for the life of me what I am doing here. Well, we're both on this strange trip together. Ah, right. I remember. I went into Photoshop to create the mask for each of the badges, the season sockets. Oh, forgive me, I am quite tired. This process also was making me frustrated because for whatever reason my Photoshop was lagging horribly. So what should have taken me like 3.5 minutes ended up taking me much longer. Just like super simple commands taking forever. This, of course, is the winter badge. masking out the excess white. Now, the hard part of this project was definitely this part, the badges. And that's because I changed how I wanted them to look after I was done making them. Which just is not what you want to do. When you're working in a studio and you've done something, and then the producer says, actually, we'd like you to do this instead. Those are the days you need to take a small step back and a big breath. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is just finding a general idea of the shape of this. Some I've seen it really thin looking diamond or rupee shape. Some I've seen very square. So I realized that there's no certain way to do it, and I kept it this shape. I'm going to be silent for a little while and simply do some sounds until the masking is done. this video as a way to describe how talented I may be. Alright. Here we go. So, my first thought when I made this was to make these seasonal badges metal. And that was a mistake because you can see right now with the red metal, it looks like candy or toy stuck to the side of the sphere. It doesn't fit. Nothing makes sense. So, I don't really figure that out till the very end. And even then, it was about 4 in the morning when I sat down to tackle this again. And at that point, I completely forgot to start recording as I changed everything from metal to wood. But the concepts are the same. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out this material and how I wanted it to look. And it just came out so weird. But this is digital art. And what you're seeing here is a perfect example why you should always show somebody what you're working on or explain to them your plan ahead of time or in stages. On something like this, where it's a bit higher concept. I say that because this is a Game Boy model that was never realized in 3D. And the 2D images we do see are very generic painted objects. So what I should have done is spitballed with my roommate or message some people online and ask them what they prefer. I did, after everything, show a few people the metal version and then the wooden version, and It was unanimous. The wooden version was better because it fit more. I tried a few methods here, try and figure out how to get my mask. I was so tired, I didn't even think to look up a tutorial on how to get my mask in there. I just kept banging my head against the wall, trying to figure it out myself, which worked in the end. But as I mentioned in the previous video, man, did I have a headache. I'm checking my channel while we do this really quickly and talk about what I see. We lost a subscriber. Somebody left. That's okay. We who are here because of the content, and those who stay and those who continue to join, I will appreciate 1,000% and do everything I can to figure out the best ASMR formula that mixes digital and ASMR. So, you can see we have the mask in. Mask. Who are we when we put on the mask? Maybe I should do a Majora's Mask next. Would you guys like that? Would you like to see a mask? I think I will spend some time in ZBrush and Photoshop next. So, if you can see here, the mask is in there, but it's not working. And if you can see my face, you can see the pain, all of the hatred in the world was given to me, and the world was peaceful. But for my room held the most discomforting headache. But I prevailed. I kept my head level because you guys deserve to see beautiful things. You deserve more than just images given to you from me. They must be meaningful and beautiful. I haven't even shown you the Proto Man yet, or the potion. Like you can see where my mouse is, the mask is there. Why isn't it working? In the end, I realized that there's just too many things open. And there was a sign just then, if you saw those windows pop up. If you pause the video, you'll notice there Quixel Suite Help, frequently asked questions. I have no clue how those popped up. They just randomly opened. Photoshop Help. It's like somebody was telling me to back the. Whoops, I almost swore. But do we really care? Do we really care? I'm going to be honest with you. I am thoroughly excited to never have to do these 3 videos again. And I promise you, in the future, there will never be, well, not going to say never, but it will be my goal to focus on doing 30-minute videos, because hour-long videos tend not to get viewed to completion. Personally, when I'm watching ASMR videos, I love a good 1 hour, 2 hour video, because there's often times where I'm trying to relax and fall asleep, and after 25 minutes, I get blasted in the head by some ad, and then I wake up, or I fall asleep with my headphones, and 2 in the morning rolls by, 3 in the morning, and then at 4:30, I wake up because Ariana Grande is singing in my ears, loudly and annoying. I never asked for that. YouTube autoplay put me on that. I fell asleep listening to the soft, sultry tones of ASMR vids. So, personally, filling in the cloverleaf design, which is supposed to be spring, you'll realize that this specific badge isn't supposed to be red. It's supposed to be green. Yeah. Wonder what happened there. It's an easy fix. I ended up fixing it later, but shouldn't have happened. I should have saw it. So, anyway, I'll show you the finished product now because you deserved it. Here we go. We ended up going with blue, green, red, and yellow properly. Wood. Sun shining from the right. And here it is, the Rod of Seasons, taking Link through the ages. I hope you like this, especially if you're a Zelda fan. My roommate likes it, and he's a Zelda guy. I've thrown it around online, and it's getting good comments. Let me know if you like these final render shots. I have a video idea where I show you guys a new program called Nuke. And in Nuke is where we use compositing techniques. Here's another angle on the sword on the rod. I want to show you guys the film side of CG. What it might take to, let's say, take a photo of my table and then place an object that doesn't exist in that photo. And see if you guys can show me which is real, which is fake. I got this rod spinning on the screen, moving upwards slowly. This has been an extremely good learning process, and as long as these videos are, I surely hope that you thoroughly enjoyed them. Even if you skim through and go 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, I thank you so much for those of you who are still here, subscribed and happy and just chilling, because we're all in this together.